Thank you so much for joining us today for Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I am music producer Achickwitbeatz.
Entrepreneur style, Breezy Gipson.
And yeah, we're glad that you're with us. We got another dope show lined up for you with tons of music industry news and beats by yours truly sprinkled in throughout.
Yeah, I mean, they sprinkle it. Hey, keep on sprinkling. Keep on, keep on sprinkling. Keep on sprinkling.
Gotta do it.
Sprinkle throughout.
Yes. So, it's a lot of different things happening in the world, this and that going on. And sometimes it can be kind of hard to just kind of filter throughout the noise. And so that's what we're here for, to bring you good information that you can use, one, just for your general knowledge, and maybe some stuff that you can apply to your own music career. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive in.
Yeah, and just remember those tips that she's sprinkling in throughout, they're not like salt, so it's not high cholesterol, it's high intelligence. It's high intelligence, okay?
Flavor that's good for you. How about that?
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's go.
business. Big business.
All right, and we're back with music industry news. First off, Warner Music Group has formed 300 Elektra Entertainment label group, all to be headed up under Kevin Liles. So he's going to run the combined companies as the chairman and CEO, but Elektra and 300 will still remain independent identities and cultures, they're saying. So with Elektra, it's going to be still headed by longtime co-presidents Greg Nadel and Mike Easterlin, and 300 by the newly appointed co-presidents Raina Bass and Selim Boab. So hey, it's always good stuff when there's collaboration, and especially since they're letting them kind of maintain their own cultures. But yeah, shout out to Kevin Liles for doing big things, and I'm excited to see what's going to come forth from this grouping here.
Well, one thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear Achickwitbeatz say that she's excited about something, you better take note.
Yes, definitely something to watch. And yeah, just keep an eye on what he does. He's been doing so many incredible things in the industry for a long time. And so, yeah, it's always good to kind of pay attention to what some of the majors are doing. And, you know, you might be able to model some stuff based off of the steps that you've seen him take. So if you're not familiar, go ahead and do your research. And if you are familiar, then you already know he's somebody to keep an eye on.
Yeah, well, see, Achickwitbeatz specializes in subliminal messages, meaning she says one thing, but you got to listen between the lines to really get all of the substance. So y'all better tighten up.
Yeah. All right. And Pink Floyd is seeking a minimum of $500 million for their music catalog. So, you know, we shared with you about a week or two ago that, you know, they were thinking about selling it. And so, I mean, they've got a lot under their belt. They've sold 75 million records in the US. It's the 10th most of any artist, according to the Recording Industry Association of America. So, yeah, 500 million is just the bottom line. There's no telling how much that's actually going to go for, because there are a lot of people that are buying up these catalogs at these large figures. So, yeah, I think that that's probably just a jumping point. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it go for like 750 million or something like that. But we'll have to see.
Well, now, didn't way back in the day they come up with that song called "Money"? And it starts out with the cash register going.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. You know what? I bet they never knew. I bet they never even fathomed that when they came up with that cash register on that song entitled it "Money," that all these years later that they're in the money. Oh my God.
Right. Yeah. And so, you know, if you're a faithful listener, you know, we've talked about this before with a lot of these catalogs that are being purchased. It's the stuff that stands the test of time. So there's nothing wrong with doing stuff trendy, but you also have to make sure that your music holds the essence of you. And so that's the stuff that lasts. That's the stuff that they're buying. They're calling it evergreen because it just doesn't change. It's just always there. So yeah, make sure that you're making the music you actually want to make, that's authentic to you. And who knows, you could be collecting a big paycheck like that in the future.
Yeah. So all of you newbies who just got born like 3-4 weeks ago and everything that don't know what we're talking about, check them out on YouTube, Pink Floyd, and go find the song "Money" and check out those lyrics, especially, you know, that cash register starting at the beginning of the song. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How appropriate.
Yeah, so everybody needs to listen to Pink Floyd. I don't care what genres of music that you're into. I mean, they create art. So yeah, no matter what you're into, there's something for you to appreciate in their music for sure.
Yeah, that's a nugget. Now go back, listen to Pink Floyd, "Money," see what you say.
Yeah.
Say what you see.
Yes. All right. Now Shazam is offering to make your concert dates discoverable. And so this is a good thing going on for artists. So now fans can view the concerts and be able to purchase tickets. So you have to pair your concert information and ticket links with Shazam to make sure that your fans never miss a show. So, things are starting to get back into full swing again. So if that's something you got going on where you want your fans to know where to find you, make sure you do that. And you'll do that through Apple Music for Artists. If you don't have an account with them signed up yet, make sure that you do that. So same way, there's Spotify for artists, Amazon Music for artists. Those are very, very important tools for you to have for your music.
Marketing, networking, hint, hint.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Apple Music, their student plan pricing is increasing by 20% in the United States, the UK, and Canada. So it's increasing from $4.99 to $5.99 per month. And same for the UK, so dollars and pounds. So it decreases what was originally a 50% discount down to just 40%. So, hey, that means that they're trying to scale things up, and hopefully that means that the artists can get more money as they're doing this. So, anytime artists can get fairly compensated for what they do, that's always a great thing. Hopefully Apple Music will begin to pay out more, but hey, we got to see what's going on with those rulings and whatnot. So once again, we'll keep you informed as we get more information.
That's right. Because now check this out. Any artist out there, no matter what genre they're in, if you have a quick conversation with them and you ask them, hey, what are you doing for marketing your business right now, your music business? And if they pause, that's a problem. If you ask them, hey, well, what are you doing how are you marketing your music right now? And they pause on that. Oh man, well, see, with all these tips that you've been giving out all the time, each and every show, if they can't keep up with that, just get your pen and pad out and write some of this stuff down. That's all. We're not bashing. We're just trying to help you.
Yeah, because it's easy to kind of get caught up, on just the creative side, which is super important. But yeah, you have to remember that, this is a business as well. So if you want to get paid for your craft and the time and effort that you put into it, these are some tips that you just have to take advantage of. You have to be willing to put it in the work to make sure that you're getting what you put into it, out of it as well. So
yeah, because if you ask them that question, one of those two questions, and they say, well, what I had did was, then that's going to tell you what time it is.
Right. And sidebar to that, tagging all your friends and everybody in your posts on social media is not marketing. That's actually spam. So you got to have a strategy, and it's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, well, because don't be saying, well, what I had did was, no, we got to come up from that.
Yes. All right, TikTok and Warner Classics are actually releasing an album. So the album is TikTok Classics, Memes and Viral Hits. It's composed of tracks that have gone viral on TikTok in recent times. So Wellerman, Beggin', Into the Thick of It, M to the B, and a lot more. So, they're saying record labels are kind of watching this going, what's going to happen now? And, TikTok has basically been gearing up for this. So it makes sense. It's a logical move. And I'm curious to see, how much more is going to come forth from this, because you can tell this is probably just them dipping their toe into the water. So there's probably more stuff coming down in the pipeline that can't wait to see. And they've really, really been shaking up the music industry. And I think that's beautiful. Anytime they can disrupt the formula to bring people what they want.
Yeah. Okay, and here's another insider tip. Okay, speaking of a company like that, when you double down to the individual artist, whether it's the vocalist, the musician, whatever, the engineer, whomever, whatever. Okay, we're about to get into half of the year being gone. Okay, if you're an artist and if you don't have anything, or if you haven't sat down actually and try to figure out what you're going to be doing 6 months from now in the holiday season, then you're behind the game. Don't wait till that time comes and then you're suddenly scuffling and trying to move, and it's too late.
Yeah.
Okay, so forecast, take a pen and pad, write this stuff down, these different seasons, how your music applies to those seasons, this, that, the other. Okay, so again, we're halfway through the year. Don't let the holiday season creep up on you and it's suddenly November and you're trying to do something that is too late.
Yeah,
it's too late.
For sure. Excellent
Just
advice. Yeah. All right. U Music Media Network has launched to connect brands and partners with exclusive media from Universal Music Group. So they are giving brands access to UMG's inventory of premium content, as well as data and insights. So now they're saying that users can hyper-target audiences at scale through, artist-driven content, videos, and all these other platforms. So partners can tap into all this song and lyric videos, original content, behind the scenes, artist vlogs, and lifestyle content from Universal's owned platforms like Rebel Labs, Mercury Studios, and Polygram Entertainment. So, it's kind of cool anytime you see these companies coming up with these ways to, just kind of give you a one-stop shop for all these other avenues that they own. So, anytime it makes something simple for artists to be able to take advantage of and for brands to be able to take advantage of, it means what? Monetizing music in a way that people will enjoy consuming it and the artist can be fairly compensated. So that's always a win-win. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. You couldn't have said it any better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we weren't going to get through news without having something going on about, music in the crypto world. But Ape is up 30%. Well, jumped 30% after featuring in Snoop Dogg and Eminem's music video. So the quote spiked up after they released a music video that featured ApeCoin very heavily for the song From the D to the LBC. And they actually appear in the video as characters from the famous NFT collection Bored Ape Yacht Club. So, hey, it just goes to show the power and influence that these artists have. It was kind of nosediving before then, even though it has slowly started to climb a little bit because, there was some skepticism about that. But then, once people saw that, they started investing. And, so, shout out to Snoop and Eminem for having that kind of pull and power to drive the cryptocurrency up.
Well, shouts out to them. Broad scope. They're not just using tunnel vision. And, the broader your scope can be, the more opportunities that you have to manifest into some money in your bank.
Yeah. You know what? I think you just really said something. If you could go ahead and break down what you mean by the broad scope, because a lot of people don't really look at things like that. So, can you slow walk that for anybody paying attention right now?
Yeah, well, see, a lot of artists live in a bubble, and that's not good. It could be construed as productive if they're in a bubble just to work on their music and blot everything out. But anything past that, don't live in a bubble, because you should have broad scope, have interest in a lot of different areas that can bring you income, a lot of different areas that can generate income for you and your marketing brand. And when I say marketing brand, your stage name, your business name. Okay, so absorb a little bit of this over there, absorb a little bit of this in a different direction, see and just dip into what some others are doing. It doesn't mean you have to copycat. Just try to improve your awareness of what's going on in this thing called the music industry. Because there's so many tributaries, so many little streams of income, streams of awareness, streams of getting your name out there, streams of collaborating with somebody else, streams of just turning your stage name into, well, actually your stage name is already a business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you're not looking at it as a business, then you need to be. Okay.
There you go.
This is not criticizing anyone. This is just cracking the whip to say, hey, let's go. All right. As I just mentioned, half the year's gone. You don't want to. You don't want to enter the final quarter of this year behind the 8 ball. And I ain't talking about being. I'm not talking about on the pool table. So that business 8 ball is really, really important. It's impactful, and from what I know, you got somebody right here, Achickwitbeatz, that can actually guide you and help you avoid the pitfalls of the music industry, of the music business. And all you got to do is just dial her up.
Yep.
Okay.
Most
now,
definitely.
Okay, and be aware. Don't come slinging in, looking for the free. That ain't happening.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Okay, so don't be caught. Breezy said I said, but I didn't say anything about the free.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so come correct, come legit, and come prepared. Don't come to Achickwitbeatz and you're not prepared. Because if she asks you one question and you pause and say, you didn't come prepared. Okay. Yeah. Or, so this is just cracking the whip. If there's if the show can start out talking about Pink Floyd and an opportunity for their music collection, $500 million, starting out at $500 million. Again, it doesn't mean you got to be monkey see, monkey do, but it means that there's a if you can get just a sliver,
mm-hmm.
you can turn out. You can turn up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just a sliver. If you can get a sliver of this music industry, the music business, you're gonna really turn up.
Yep.
Okay. So there you go. I mean, and again, I can't stress upon enough. Visit I hadn't said it today, but visit Achickwitbeatz.com. Reach out, connect, chop it up. Hey, seek and ye shall find. Okay, but she's well versed, she's well educated, she's professional. So don't slide in looking for the free. That ain't gonna work.
Yes. Thank you very much for that. And as far as credentials go, I do have my master's in business, just in case you're curious. But yeah, we can get you on the path to where you want to be. There
you go. Well said. Well read.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick pause for the cause, and then we'll be back with even more music industry news right after this.
Show you right.
All right, and we're back with more music industry news. Federal authorities have seized 6 websites that were pirating Latin music. So, agents started investigating back in April after receiving complaints from a music industry consortium. The websites, you know what? I don't even know if I could actually try to pronounce these the correct way, but yeah, it's a lot of them. And so collectively, they all reached about 6.6 million users per month. So if you thought piracy was done, oh no. So yeah, it kind of goes against what Spotify is kind of used to be as their excuse to pay artists less, is because it's like, hey, if you didn't have us, then these people would just be pirating your music. Well, guess what? That's still going on, still happening. But with these, websites being seized, that will cut down quite a bit on it. But, anytime something like that goes on, usually some more will just pop up in their place. But yeah, just word to the wise, piracy is still going on. And if you're one of those pirators, please don't. People work so hard to share their art with you. And especially if you enjoy it, you need to make sure that they're compensated for it so that way they can continue to bring you the music that you love. So, I know during the whole, early 2000s, it was a thing because record labels really were ripping people off. So, a lot of people felt justified back then, but the scope is a lot different now. And you should make sure that when you're checking out this music, the artist actually gets something for it. So that way they can continue.
Don't walk in the door with the negatives. And when I make that statement, I'm talking about you're trying to make it without paying your dues. Okay, don't come in trying to grab what somebody else has worked hard for and then you want to claim it. Might as well not. Because if you come in with the negative, guess what? You're going to go out with the negative. If you go out with the negative, it's probably going to be 50 to 100 times as worse on you than when you first started. So even Steven for everybody. So, the ones that want to grab and run, eventually that wears out and you're in a bad spot. So don't do that.
Yeah, it's been part of social media conversations for a while. That oftentimes when people complain about the state of popular music right now, those complaints are coming from people who don't want to buy music. So if you don't want to buy it outright, then guess what? The artists are going to do what's popular so that way they can get more streams to actually be able to get money. So if you're not willing to, pay for good art, then you kind of get what you get, they say you vote with your dollars. So if you want, better quality music or, whatever your thought process is on that, pay for what you're absorbing, for what you're consuming.
Yeah. Might as well, because because when at the end of the day, you want somebody to pay for what you've done.
Exactly.
Man, you want somebody, when I say pay, I'm speaking of in dollars and cents or in whatever currency you're using. All this stuff ain't free.
Yeah. Yep,
unless it's a sale.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, this stuff. If you need a car, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Right.
If you need transportation, okay, whether it be on a train, in the subway, whether bus, car, whatever, you're gonna have to pay for it. So that's just part of the world that we live in. If it's music that you're looking for, if it's beats that you're looking for, if it's advice that you're looking for, serious professional advice that you're looking for, whatever it is, guidance that you're looking for, we can go on and on and on and on. A lot of times you might catch a free in there once or twice, but mainstream, nah. If you really want to float, then you gotta pay.
Yeah, because like you said, even when you catch the free, you get what you pay for. So it's going to cost you one way or another, whether it's in dollars or quality. So, hey.
Yeah. Because you don't want the crew, hey, check me out. And they say, oh man, this thing jacked up.
Right.
Where'd you get it? Oh, well, it was a free deal. Say no more.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You got it for free. And when you get in front of your friends, believe it, somebody's going to pinpoint something.
Yep. All right. Universal Music is being sued over a Tupac Shakur photo by Chimodu's estate. So the lawsuit was filed on the 24th, and it points to a post that was called Best Tupac Songs 26 Essential Tracks. So it's got the photo on top of the page. It was originally posted some years ago, but they kept updating it every year and still kept the photo up there, even though they were sent a cease and desist. And so now the suit has been filed, saying that the defendants failed to meaningfully respond. So Universal is on the hook for that, and we'll see how that plays out. We'll definitely keep you informed, but, just another thing to kind of be aware of. And yeah, because, Tupac's legacy is strong. So yeah, the label's definitely going to have to come up off some dough for that.
Yeah, and somebody said they saw Tupac walking down the street the other day.
Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. Like, yeah, it's always going to be rumored that he's on a beach somewhere, or sipping pina colada, or what was the popular drink back then? Alizé.
Yeah. Okay. Hypnotic.
Yeah.
Okay. But see, there's a lot of different ways that the listener can view that. If someone said they saw Tupac walking down the street the other day, that actually could be metaphoric, meaning even though he is presently not with us, his legacy is still there.
Yeah.
And that's unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
So the legacy is still there, and that's unavoidable. And you trying to creep and do something, picture, whatever, sound, whatever, you're gonna get slow walked down.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
All right, and Vic Mensa, out of Chicago, has curated a new art show, and he's the founder of Save Money, the hip hop collective that includes Chance the Rapper and Joey Pert. And the cool thing about this, and this is a direct quote from him, is music is what's taken me around the world, and it's my passion. But I'm also not limited to only one form of expression. Didn't you just say that, Breezy? Just a minute ago, right before the break. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And the Skin and Mask show will run all the way through August 13th at the Kavi Gupta Gallery in the West Loop in Chicago. So, hey, it's cool that, people who are artistic generally do have a lot of other talents. And, I think it's awesome that he's able to showcase it in this way where other people can come and enjoy it.
Multifaceted.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right. And the Musician Union in the UK is cautiously welcoming a new music education plan for England. So they're saying that it's cool that these funding for the hubs is being renewed. The problem is that with inflation and everything increasing over the last decade, with that number still being the same, it's still technically a cut. So they're still trying to push to make sure that education can stay in the schools. And, we've seen this happen in the US as well. It's something that's just kind of trending, and it's heading in the wrong direction. So, music education is so important. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this where it doesn't sound like a complaint, because it's not. But even when you listen to the production quality of pop music throughout the years, you can kind of see that it's going down a little bit. You know why? Because people aren't getting the music education in the schools. You don't have the same amount of people that had access to it as before. So it's a lot of people just kind of feeling their way through it. And so, it's so valuable and vital. And even if the students don't continue beyond school, just to be able to have that other creative outlet, it's beneficial because you don't know what kind of stresses they're dealing with in life. So, always support for music education. And even though, it's not as much as they'd like for it to be, at least, it's getting renewed. So there's that.
Yeah. That main word, the C word, cutbacks.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man, they're making cutbacks, have been making cutbacks, are making cutbacks, probably will continue to make cutbacks. So having said that, any means to share, to educate, to help uplift, those means are greatly appreciated, truly appreciated, because they can manifest into helping a young person over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And okay, this is just a free tidbit. They're expecting the market for online education to increase over the next few years. So if you've got a talent, you might be able to get into that and share some music education online. Start your own class, your master class, whatever you got going. There's definitely a lot of opportunity for that with all these cuts being made. So yeah, there's a freebie for you.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, you can do it. So just step out and do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Yeah, there you go. All right. There's a new pilot about Fat Joe in development at Showtime and BET Studios. So the Book of Joes will follow his evolution from growing up in the crime-stricken streets of the Bronx to becoming a Grammy-nominated artist, producer, and actor. So he's going to executive produce this alongside Jorge A. Reyes, who worked on Queen of the South, and of course Kenya Barris from Blackish. So we'll see, how the pilot does and if it gets picked up. So that's pretty exciting, especially, for any of you sneakerheads out there. That he's got his sneaker store in New York. So of course, it's supposed to encompass his whole life. So that's got to be kind of thrown in there too. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So keep your eyes open for it. And, with the all-star team like that, I'd imagine it'd probably get picked up to full series. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, see, I really salute him because he has stayed in the mix. Mm-hmm. He had a broad vision. Okay, yes, music was there, but then, hey, music is a business. But see, business was there also. But he stayed in there all of these years.
Yeah, 3 decades.
He didn't let the naysayers nay him out of a business.
Mm-hmm.
Or even truer, he didn't let the naysayers naysay him out of things that were on his mind.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And when he didn't let the naysayers naysay him out of things that were on his mind, in his mind, now time has gone by, guess what? Blowing up.
Yep.
And bigger opportunities. So my hat's off to him and to all of the others, the unsongs who are out there doing the same thing. And hey, any given day, that door can open for them to something bigger, better, meaningful, profitable. Just don't let the naysayers talk you out of something that you really in your heart feel that that's what you want to do.
Exactly. Word to the wise.
Yeah.
All right. And multi-platinum hip-hop producer Marley Marl sold his stake in his publishing catalog to Reservoir Media. And so, we were just telling you last week that Reservoir bought Tommy Boy Records, last June for $100 million. And, they've been raising all this money and they had a robust pipeline of upcoming deals, and so this was one of them. And I mean, his catalog is extensive. So I mean, he's a pillar in the hip hop culture. And so, kudos to him for being able to cash in on that right about now. And especially with a company that knows the value of music and knows how to monetize it. And yeah, they're doing big, big things. So if you're not following Reservoir Media and paying attention to what they're doing, make sure you do that. Look at where they're putting these dollars. Because I mean, they've been putting in work, and yeah, it's quality stuff. So they're not just throwing it at whatever's hot or buzzing. Once again, it's that stuff that's tried and true. It stood the test of time. So yeah, kudos on the work that they're doing, and yeah, just make sure that you're checking them out.
Yeah, because in a real world, hesitation can be the death of your business. Okay, so if you're in the music business, yep, that applies. If you're in the engineering business, that applies. If you're in the seamstress business, that applies. Yep. Check. So whatever it is, don't hesitate. Do your background work, do your research, as Achickwitbeatz mentions, but don't hesitate.
Yep.
And then footnote, that could be the thing somebody else grabs. They grabbed your idea, but you had it on your mind, but you hesitated, and it didn't go anywhere, but they got all the glory.
Yep. Just jump on in. All right. DistroKid has officially rolled out the DistroVid music video service that we told you about just last month. So it's following the beta, and now it's ready to go. The launch partners with the new tools for Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, Vivo, and there's even more to come in the next few months. So make sure you're on that. If you got these music videos out, go ahead and get your distribution going from DistroVid.
Hey, all right. Here's the 1-2. The 1-2 is for all the listeners out there, and they're absorbing these news stories about the big corporations. And I'm not going to call any of their names out because you hear them on the news stories all the time. Millions of dollars, billions of dollars, whatever. Okay, but they started out with an idea. They didn't just fall into that. That required that required work. That required planning. That required input from experts. That required a whole lot. And when they stirred up that pot, now they're in position to do big things. But see, the average person can do that. The average person can do that. But you got to stay the game, and you got to surround yourself with people who are capable that can point you in the right direction. So it's not just get in the music business and then you got, 50 billion. That's not going to work. But we talked about keeping a broad vision. You don't know what talent you have that can actually lead you into the music business, or that can lead you into something that's tied to the music business, or just tied to business, period. But don't procrastinate. Yeah.
And that could be a tough one. I'm speaking as a procrastinator, but yeah, it's something that you have to push through so that way you can reap all the benefits from, the time and effort, the ideas and everything that you have. And if anything that we ever share through here is, news to you, or maybe you don't understand something, like Breezy said, get your pen and your pad. Make sure you check it out. I mean, you can use a search engine to find a lot of this information. And most of the time, it's not as convoluted as people in the industry try to make it seem, because, knowledge is preparation. So if they can kind of scare you out of learning about it, then they don't see you as competition. But if you educate yourself, just like Breezy said, you can do these things that these major companies are doing. There's no reason that you can't. So yeah, don't be intimidated by it, or for like, oh, I don't fully understand this. Or even if you do a little bit of research and you want to know more about it, reach out to someone that knows more about it. There's nothing wrong with collaborating with other people, because what's that thing about being in the smartest in the room? then you need to get in a different room. Surround yourself with people who know more than you, so you can learn.
That's right. If you know that you're going to stay up to 2 o'clock tonight, 3 o'clock tonight, watching the Thriller Diller on TV, the Thriller Diller movie on TV, but you want this, then you got to throw that Thriller Diller movie away. That whole scene. Lean towards yourself. Work for yourself. Because when you stay up watching that Thriller Diller, you actually are supporting the people that created that and not yourself.
Yep, wise words.
Repeat. Okay, I mean, just think, those basketball players, football players, hockey players, soccer players, whomever, baseball players, whatever, they practice.
Yeah.
Believe it. They practice. They're practicing when you don't have any idea that they're practicing. They're attending meetings. They're attending meetings on how to make themselves a better athlete, better performer. So if you're in music, you got to do something similar for yourself.
Yeah, most definitely.
You can't just subsist on your name. Okay, that National Football League, people say that means those letters. NFL, not for long.
Whoa.
Okay, man. So yeah. So if you got desire, you may not even have the talent, but if you got desire, you can crack it. You can crack into there. Okay, and maybe you want to be a singer, and maybe you can't sing, but there might be some additional things that you can offer with that talent. Maybe you want to be a musician, but you just can't play. But that's not something that practice can't change. And surround yourself with the right people who can teach you.
Word.
Okay, so everybody just didn't start out with the $50 billion. They worked their way up to that. And as a listener, as an artist, you can too. It happens every day.
It sure does.
And all of the outlets in a day's time, there's so many outlets for you to network in. There's so many places you can market yourself. And again, surround yourself with some capable people.
There you go.
You can get it done.
Yeah.
And I'm not on a soapbox, but I keep hounding. Achickwitbeatz is one of those people.
Thank you.
You can reach out to.
Most definitely.
So this show comes on, we talk about, we chop up with this, that, the other, and but at the end of the day, Achickwitbeatz is somebody that is experienced, got the credibility, got the documents and so forth behind her name. She's been there, is there, will continue to be there, and don't be lollygagging somewhere else wondering what to do when you got her right here.
Well, thank you for that.
All right, I'm out. That's my word. That's my word for the day.
Well, thank you. Yes, and also, hey, you need some legal documents checked out. You got a deal coming up. You can also reach out to Breezy Gipson to help you out with that. Don't sign anything that might put you in a bind. So hey, it's better to have it checked out. So yeah, make sure you reach out to him for that. And the other entrepreneurial stuff that you want to get involved in, because he's well versed in all that. So yeah, make sure that you check him out as well.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Matter of fact, so all those listeners, grab a pen and a paper right now. We got 2 websites for it. reach and grab, or type it, or whatever you want to do. Website number 1, Achickwitbeatz.com. And that's a chick. Beatz.
Yes.
A chick wit. You go ahead with it. You gonna say something?
No, just yep.
Okay. Achickwitbeatz.com and navigate.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Second one is networking with breezy.now.site.
Awesome.
Networking with Breezy, BREEZY.now.site. Between those two websites, if you got something cracking, something popping, you got a plethora, you got a boatload full of info that can help you.
Yes, we got you covered.
Okay, well said, well read. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah. So, hey, we thank you for tuning in. We also thank our home stations, Grander Radio out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Sparks Radio out of Denver, Colorado. And you, listener, we appreciate you. You're why we're here, why we do this every week. And so you know where to find us. Same time, same place. Tune in, tell a friend, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.